If you got stubborn foot pain or plantar fasciitis or heel pain that just won't go away, well, watch further. I have some new information for you that I think will help you out. So plantar fasciitis and heel pain seem to stump a lot of practitioners, but really it seems to boil down to a couple simple ideas. And we're going to be going over a test today in this video to help you understand whether one of these problems is happening in you. So what's going on with the foot that is causing plantar fasciitis? Well, basically when we walk, our knee needs to be able to bend over the foot at foot strike in order for normal gait mechanics to occur. When this is restricted in some way, what happens is the force of our body moving forward tends to then drive the foot down into a flatter position, stressing the plantar fascia on the bottom of the foot. One of the reasons this would be happening is because of a tight calf and soleus problem. Now, before you stop watching because you've heard about tight calf and soleus issues, I can almost guarantee you may not have heard my solution to it, so keep watching. So first of all, what we're going to do is go over a test to see whether your calf and soleus muscles are tight. And so the first test will be testing the calf muscle. And you're going to need a book that's about an inch and a half thick. And you're going to put that up against the wall. And then you're going to put the ball of your foot up on that book and your heel stays on the ground. Now, you're going to lock your knee backwards and lean into that wall and you'll feel a calf stretch. So I want you to notice how much of a stretch you feel in that calf. Good. And now back out of that and then test the other side too. And see if that calf is tight as well. All right, so likely one side will feel tighter than the other. And usually it's the tighter side will be on the plantar fasciitis side. Okay, now we're going to test the soleus muscle. The soleus muscle is deep to the calf muscle, but also invests into the Achilles tendon and the heel. So you're going to put your other foot back up there on the book with the balls of the feet on the book and the heel on the ground. And this time you're going to bend your knee forward so that it travels over the first or second toe of that foot. Your heel stays on the ground. And what you might feel is a little stretch closer to the heel or ankle of that leg. That's your soleus muscle. And so I want you to look down and see how far your knee is able to travel forward and how tight that feels in that calf and soleus. Now take that foot off and test the other side. Same thing, ball of the foot up on the book, heel on the ground, bend your knee forward over the first or second toe and see how far that knee goes over. What you may have noticed is that one side feels tighter than the other, and again, usually that tighter side is the plantar fasciitis side. So what's going on here? Well, when we walk, like I mentioned earlier, the knee needs to be able to pass over the ankle and foot. And what you've just discovered is that your calf and or soleus muscles are tight. And so they are restricting the knee's ability to travel forward. But our body still needs to go forward when we're walking. So what happens is the force of your body trying to travel forward is then driven down into the foot and absorbed through the plantar fascia. Remember, we have about 26 joints in our foot, and so lots of opportunity to absorb tissue. And the plantar fascia extends across many of those joints and will absorb a lot of that tissue. And what it's telling you is that, hey, I'm absorbing too much. All right, so what's the solution here? Well, I have found, and what you've probably found, is that stretching your calf and soleus may help temporarily, but it doesn't seem to be solving the problem. And every day it seems to get tighter again. And I noticed this too as a practitioner. So until I finally figured out that the reason the calf and soleus are getting tight is because of how we're sleeping. And so what I have done is I've recommended that people wear something called a dorsal night splint. And I'll put the link to Amazon in below of the one that I like to use, but frankly you can use any one, but I just find that this one has all the features that I kind of like, and it's pretty affordable. So what you would do is you would get a dorsal night splint and wear that to bed at night. And what that's going to do is it's going to prevent your calf and soleus muscles from shortening for the 6 to 8 hours that you're sleeping. And remember, those first few steps when you walk in the morning are, you feel that tearing feeling on the bottom of your foot. Well, likely after that after we're in the dorsal night splint, you probably won't feel that for that first morning because your calf and soleus muscle haven't become excessively tight again overnight. And so the dorsal night splint is holding the foot in a more of a neutral position to help it stretch out. Now, there may be another issue going on where the foot is collapsing too much, and for that I have a specific taping technique that I use with my patients and is found in my foot home program, which is found on my website. Just go to recurrence.to and click the Fixing You Programs tab at the top and scroll down to find the foot pain program. And there I have the dorsal night splint, my recommendations for how to wear it, and then a taping technique. And I have other exercises to help you get to the bottom of why you're having this foot pain and plantar fasciitis and solving that. Likely the way I use tape is that I have this unique approach to taping the foot that unloads the stresses to the plantar fascia while you're solving the other things that are causing the excessive stressors to occur. So at some point, after you fix those problems, then you start weaning yourself from the tape and you don't need to tape your foot anymore. But I find that the taping is hugely helpful for people with plantar fasciitis because the tape is absorbing those stresses rather than a plantar fascia, and then finally the plantar fascia gets to heal. So please check that out. It's very affordable. I think you'll be very, very happy, and the solutions are unique. Now, if you have other questions about foot pain or any pain elsewhere in your body, just put it in the comments below. I'll try and get to it and make a video for you to help you out with your pain. If you have other aches and pains throughout your body, I strongly recommend that you purchase my Pain Patterns book to understand what systems thinking is, and I have other tests in that book to take you through what those problems could be. But I also have provided that for free for you on my YouTube channel. If you go to this video, that's the first one in the series of my Pain Patterns book series. Each video is about 5 minutes long, and I take you through the tests for free. So just watch those videos, understand what I'm talking about, try the tests, and see if any of them apply to you. And so you can start to see the bigger picture of why these things are happening to you.